Alright, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 replay cast. We're going to be having ourselves a Terran versus Protoss, so it's not a TvP. It is, however, another game from WCS, so I'm excited to be casting this one as well. It should be a great game here. It has been a while since I cast a TvP though, so I'm actually very excited to see a Terran take on a Protoss here, or a Protoss take on Terran, however you're going to look at it. But the map is King's Cove, and we've got two fantastic players here. Spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map, it is the Chinese Terran known as Time. And in the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's the red Protoss player, Harstem. And both these guys, fantastic players, just always fun to watch. Although it has been a while since, barring the cast that I did yesterday, which you guys should go check out, by the way. I did Time versus Sort of, which was a great match. Barring casting that match, it has actually been a while since I cast either of these guys, I feel. So I'm glad to be casting Harstem again, and Time once more. But no, this should be a great TvP here. I'm just excited to see how it's going to work out. I'm also kind of focusing on this matchup myself, just looking at ways to improve, as it's probably my favorite matchup going both ways. So I like playing Protoss versus Terran, and Terran versus Protoss can be really fun as well. As far as things go, it's just going to be a standard gateway expand for Harstem, and then just standard probe harassment, just seeing the CC go up, maybe blocking it a little bit. Nope, Time gets it up. But no, as far as this video goes though, guys, make sure to hit that like button. I'm going to start mentioning that a little bit more just at the start of the videos, usually just once. And that's because you guys have been blowing it out of the water with hitting that like button. We're going to see if we can make it a, I don't know it's not a three-peat, but 4 in a row, as you guys blew it out of the water and hit 20 likes 3 videos in a row at this point. So if we can do that again, that would be great. So make sure to hit that like button, as this game's just starting to heat on up. Pretty normal opening coming out of both these guys. And while we're just waiting for things to heat up a little bit here, let's read the comment, since we're still going to be doing that for now. Probe for Harstem coming into Scout as things are going on. But as far as the comment that is a little bit related, it's actually from someone called Grassy Tiger, who says, I feel like Time is underrated. He brings some gangster games sometimes. And that certainly is true. He's a fantastic Terran, and I'm excited to see if he's going to bring some gangster games versus Harstem here. As Harstem is a very good Protoss player, but I feel like Time definitely can take him on, though. But I really do enjoy watching Harstem play. He sort of has a unique style, like a unique approach to the matchups. It's not necessarily the most standard, but sometimes he can just be really fun to watch. Oracle on the way for Harstem, as he did open up with a Stargate. Now, Time is in the dark for this, but we'll see if he's going to be prepared for it or not. For now, he's getting up a second barracks already, getting up a starport, and making a Widow Mine. So, going to be getting out a lot of production early on here. Probably wants a pretty quick stim pack to follow this up. But then he's also got out his Widow Mines, and generally a mine is a pretty good deterrent for an Oracle. Now I'm going to have 2 out. Where's the first one? Okay, this mine's just hanging out here. Let's see if it's going to find an Oracle. Reaper for Time is going to be running on in here, but oh man, this Oracle, it's going to be getting close. But no, okay, yeah, it's definitely going by, unless Harstem decides to just suddenly change path there. It's always a bit of a gamble going for those Widow Mines, but I mean, it's definitely worth trying as the Terran. 2 Marines in the main base. Harstem not knowing where all the other Widow Mines are is kind of enough to deter the Oracle from committing necessarily, and Oracles don't quite pack the punch that they used to. Time's Reaper has got into the natural and is still going. I just assumed that it was going to die going for a scout, but no, that guy makes it in pretty darn far. He sees the Twilight, sees the Twilight, sees the Stargate, and now Forge on the way for Harstem as well. But no, a nice scout for Time. 1 probe has gone down this game, but other than that, things pretty normal this game. A Revelation being dropped on some of the units of Time. It's important to note that Harstem has seen that Time has gone for a 3rd barracks and already has Stim on the way, so that's going to affect how Harstem's going to approach this, because there's going to be a rather quick Stim pack coming out of the Terran. And we'll see where Time's taking this. Yeah, it is interesting, this style coming out of Time. as a lot of Terrans lately seem to really enjoy those siege tanks, and we may see Time start making those, but for now he is really focusing on the bio of this game. So I'm frantically taking notes at how he's approaching this. Looks like that Medivac's going to load on up. Oh, this could be dangerous, though, for Time. He's going for a quad Widowmine drop. Harstem sees the Medivac. It already used its boost, so those mines are actually going to have to unload here. One of them gets picked off. The others, or two of them unloading there, actually covers that Medivac, but oh, there we go. That Medivac is now heading towards Harstem's natural base. He definitely knows it's coming his way. That being said, it could still be one of those funny situations in which Time gets a big hit. You never know till the mines actually burrow. Two Stalkers in position, though, and this Medivac's already bruised up, so I think Time is probably going to want to nope out of there, seeing as how Blink just finished up. So a nice find for Harstem, and oh, look at that. He even made a Phoenix, so he's actually going to get right on top of that Medivac. The Medivac may be able to stay safe. Oh, this Phoenix lifts one of the mines. Okay, that works. That was a bit fancy for Harstem, but in the end, he is going to clean everything up. That other mine maybe could have burrowed there, but in the end, it did not. Phoenix took a mine tank, but in the end, a nice cleanup for Harstem. And I'm actually really excited to see the way that Harstem's approaching this as a Protoss player, as he's getting up 4 more gateways here, so he's going to be bringing his total to, math is hard here, but I believe that's going to be 7 gateways in total. He's getting charged, he's already got Blink, and he's getting +1 armor, so he's going to be playing a very gateway-heavy style. He's got his oracles for things like Stasis Wards, Constant Revelation, but I really do love seeing this sort of scrappy style. It's a little bit sort of dangerous to play as a Protoss, as sometimes it can just be like, why aren't you getting Colossus or whatever, but man, it is fun to watch. Stressful to play, I figure, but fun to watch. So we'll see if Harstem's going to be able to hold off versus this push of Time. He's already got 2 shield batteries, he's got a cannon, he's got an Oracle that's going to spot this army, but that Oracle could actually be done for. Quick reaction from Harstem, but suddenly Time is coming on in. Harstem has actually dropped his force fields, and now Time's collapsing on top of him. This could be a little bit dangerous here, as he wasn't really prepared for this attack. Charge wasn't done, so Zealots really wouldn't have helped him out. Widowmine gets a few probes there, a bit of friendly fire. Harstem, yeah, he's actually in a bit of trouble right now. Looks like his Stalkers should be able to clean this up, but he does lose 13 workers in total. And Time gets a very quick engagement. I was not ready for that one, but nicely done by Time. Harstem, though, not sleeping, not being thrown off by that too much. Baits out that Widowmine. Just took a bit of damage there, but he can definitely bring it back. He's chrono boosting out 3 probes at a time, or I figure should be chrono boosting. He can transfer some from his main base. For now, he's getting +1 attack on the way, whereas Time, he does not have that, so Harstem's building his way towards a potential upgrade lead, which is important for this gateway style. But oh, look at this. Probes moving on in, baiting out some Widow Mines, but looks like a couple of gateways unpowered there, so Harstem still under pressure here. Looks like he will be able to force this back. Does he get that full Medivac? Oh, he doesn't quite. The cannon even trying. The Phoenix, maybe it can be the MVP. Oh, he gets it. Lost like 1 extra Marine or something in there, but not quite the find that he was looking for. In the end, Harstem still able to push Time back, taking in these smaller army engagements, able to hang on. Nothing really fell to pieces there for him. This Adept also moving into Scout, confirmed that there's a 3rd base. Harstem is eventually going to be teching towards Colossus here, sooner better than later, as having a source of AoE is so important for a Protoss. Meanwhile, a Warp Prism out for Harstem, so starting to get to that happy place as a Protoss. And oh, pardon me, it's not going to be Colossus. We're already seeing Disruptors on the way out for Harstem, so maybe not wanting to invest into that expensive Extended Thermal Lance and Colossus tech, and just wanting a few Disruptors with this, which is a really cool choice for Harstem. Once again, I mentioned how he plays those sort of less typical styles in a sense. He's getting his +2 armor on the way, getting his +1 ground weapons on the way. I know I've been observing Harstem a lot this game, but let's take a look back at Time and see how things are going. He's getting his 2nd engineering base up. His armory is about to get up, so he can start his +2 attack, keep those upgrades going. Very important to do so, as someone like Harstem is focusing, probably going to be chrono boosting out those upgrades. For now, the Time is coming in with an absolutely lethal push right now onto Harstem's side of the map. Stalkers blink forward to trade out versus a Liberator, but that's the thing. Time with 4 Liberators has actually been shredding into Harstem. There's a bit of counter damage going down on Time's side of the map. Looks like Zealots killed off a few SCVs, but in the end cleaned up. A Nexus attempt from Harstem. That is not going to be happening. That is just an attempt, nothing more. Looks like a Disruptor Nova picks off some Widow Mines, which is very important because Widow Mines under Liberators are pretty much impossible to clean up. A fantastic Disruptor hit for Harstem. Annihilates a good chunk of Time's army there. Time, though, still abusing this choke point here, wanting to bait Harstem into Liberators, into Widow Mines. And Harstem knows that he can't do that easily. He might be thinking about going for it pretty soon, but even with just a few units, it's tough to get a good trade. Oh, Time, good reaction there. But Harstem, yeah, that's all that he needs to step forward. Blink Sword picks off a Medivac. Reinforcements are coming on in for Time, though, so he's probably not getting dislodged from this position anytime soon. As I say that, though, Harstem does step forward once again. Not taking the best trades here, would seem, but in the end, it looks like Time is deciding to back off. I don't know if he could have held on to that position a little more, but he's bouncing towards the third base now. Only has one Liberator left. Plenty of Widow Mines, though, but Disruptors can see those. And massive Disruptor hit there for Harstem, picking off so many of those mines. There's actually no mines left in this army, and that was a big chunk of Time's army. So now he's just got these units that have to retreat. There's Blink Stalkers for Harstem, though. Time dangerously loads on up, trying to just retreat everywhere, but no, Harstem having very good engagements here in Time, planning on going for a bit of a counterattack here, but it's spotted by this pylon of his opponent. So things looking very good for Harstem right now. He's getting Stalkers into position, and he actually intercepts these Medivacs. Doesn't target down the weakened one immediately, so he actually maybe could have had that a bit better, but in the end, though, still going to be able to clean this up, trading some units out, but yeah, this drop is done for. Nicely done by Harstem. And Time taking a bit of a beating this game. Now, that being said, he's getting into his 2-2, or at least his own +2 attack, so upgrades will be equal for now. As Harstem, while he invested in an extra forge, he never started those extra upgrades till just now. Literally, as I say that. He starts his 3-2 for his armor and weapons, respectively. But, no, I mean, Harstem getting his upgrades is good, but they definitely could be better. But he's been investing so much into this army to try and hold on, but everything considered now, though, this is a pretty good spot for Harstem. He's got Disruptors, so maybe he's lacking a bit of muscle to his army, as Disruptors can be a little bit finicky, as maybe he should invest in a Templar Archives or try and get out a Colossus or two. For now, though, he's just happy investing in these Stalkers, knowing that there's going to be a lot of Liberators that his opponent has. Time getting advanced ballistics, getting ship weapons, taking this very seriously. It is important to note, economy-wise, that I'm just looking at this now, Time in a very good spot, as a matter of fact, while he's taken some counter-harassment here from this Warp Prism for Harstem that's getting some work done. Time already has up a 4th planetary, or a 4th base, which is a planetary, whereas Harstem's is just finishing up here, so looks like Harstem trying to get a bit of counter damage done, but in the end, he does actually lose his Prism there, and it looks like this attack will be cleaned up. A bit of a counter going down from the Dutch Protoss player, but no, this is Time cleaning everything up with relative ease, doing a good job. His economy really is going to be carrying him here, helping him out. His advanced ballistics is now done, so his Liberators have that extra range. But, oh, look at that. Harstem blinks forward, trades out a few Stalkers for a Liberator or two. You got to be very careful when engaging into Liberators. If you're going to be certain about taking a fight, it better be versus Liberators, Widow Mines, tanks, and a planetary. So Harstem not really able to kill Time just yet, even if he wanted to. So we're actually seeing Harstem, and this is one of the reasons I love Harstem. He's a guy who's not afraid to go for air tech. He's actually getting up an extra Stargate, getting up a fleet beacon. So going into that late game Protoss, getting up a Void Ray for now, because right now he's just thinking that the only thing he can really lose to is a bunch of Disruptors and Liberators. I mean, pardon me, just getting a call there. Sorry, guys. Forgot to turn off my phone for this video. But, no. Well, let's take a look here. As far as everything's concerned, 3-3. Can we get a like, by the way, for that professionalism? At least I just had it on vibrate or whatever. But Harstem, once again, another Warp Prism coming on in. Very important for the Protoss, but thanks to that one Hero Marine, if you will, and that missile turret that actually gets cleaned on up. And let's see where this game's going from here. Liberator's going to be moving on in. Harstem's got a Void Ray in position, but it's not going to be enough to clean up these Medivacs. So that being said, though, the Stalkers definitely are enough to clean up those Medivacs. The Liberator's going to run right on by, but No, that was beautifully done by Harstem, just intercepting that drop. A lot is going on this game. Warp Prism coming on in here. And yeah, let's take a look. 5th Command Center. Going to be finishing on up for a time. So he does still have that good economy going. But if we look at the worker count and the army supply, it is very scary for Harstem. Time is getting into Ghosts, which will help him out. But Ghosts are generally anti-High Templar. They do nothing to really counter Disruptors. They are still 100% as lethal, unlike High Templar, which are countered by Ghosts. And look at this, Harstem getting up his own 5th base. He's up on supply. He's got Tempests. He's got Disruptors, which is a very scary composition. And oh, looks like he's going to be engaging into these Liberators. Picks off a couple, eats a few tank shots. So a questionable engagement there, but he's still got himself a very good position, does Harstem. Counterattack from Time, though, is getting on in here. Cancels the 5th base. Is this going to be enough to force Harstem off him? Yeah, and it actually is. This is absolutely huge here for Time. Yeah, Time pulling Harstem back. That gives the Terran player or just such important time to breathe. There we go. I made one of those. Oh, man. Time has got to be the hardest player to cast with. You just find yourself rolling your eyes at how often you use that word. Now, Warp Prism, gonna be, or another Warp Prism, I should say. This is like the 3rd or 4th generation Warp Prism, I want to say. Okay, yeah, this is number 4. That, as he's had 3 predecessors die. We'll see how this one's gonna go. Harstem definitely not slacking on his harassment attempts. He's even using DTs all over the map now. Time, though, he's going to want to get something else done here pretty quick. For now, he is investing in Vikings, which can counter the Tempest. Very important step there. He's going to have this 1 DT running forward. There's actually no detection here, so let's see what this DT is going to get done. Where are the missile turrets? There are turrets in place. This DT gets spotted for a brief second there. There we go. Time sees it. He's a very good player, so he knows about that. Meanwhile, Time getting this drop on in here once again. He's going to start working away in this Nexus. He is at 3-3 bile, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to focus it down. It's actually going to be very close. Is he going to get it? This would be absolutely huge for Time, canceling this base once again, but Harstem saves it. That was so close there. That Nexus, oh man, that was very, very low on HP. Once again, though, Harstem's Prism getting in, being a pain. He gets off 1 round of Zealots, but Time with his Vikings does clean it up. Harstem is investing a lot into this harassment, so the resources lost is fairly even at this point in the game, in which it generally starts to pull ahead for the Protoss. So we'll see how that's going to go for Time. Right now, moving forward with just Tempest, or Harstem moving forward, but that's actually a pretty big mistake there. Loses a Tempest due to the fact that the Stalkers weren't there to cover it. They were lagging behind a little bit. Now, as far as this game's going on, we're seeing Templar Archives on the way for the Protoss. The main thing that Templar can do that Disruptors really can't is counter Vikings. Their AoE is very, very good versus the clumpy Vikings. Although there is already Ghosts for Time to counter it, so this is where we're just reaching one of those very high level, very, I guess, tasking situations. Now let's take a look here. Tempest on the way, Oracle on the way, and Psystorm on the way. So Harstem is in a very happy spot. Protoss are generally happier with the late game still in this matchup. Time, though, he's got a good economy to back this up. Still, he's secured himself a 6 base. Liberators in position to defend it. We'll see if these Stalkers are going to get anything done. They're going to eat a few Liberator shots and planetary shots for starters, so maybe not so much, but then they're being a pain. Parking out of that planetary range. There's no high-sec auto-tracking for Time either, so the planetary definitely can't reach those Stalkers. Time now, he's planning a bit of a counterattack, going to run on in with a bit of bio. Oh, he wants that Nexus, but he's not going to get it. Oh, nicely done by... Oh, dodges that Disruptor. Oh, a Disruptor or two could actually be in trouble here. Time getting his value with these units, at least. This game is so scrappy between these two. Now, let's just see how it is developing here still. Yeah, nice army for Harstem, but he does still have a lot of Stalkers in it, which isn't really what you want as a Protoss. 20 Stalkers is not the strongest army composition, and when we see a Terran take down a Protoss that is at that quote-unquote ultimate late-game tech, it's in one swift move. And in a quick engagement in which Harstem doesn't sort of get max efficiency, Stalkers aren't going to help you out a lot. If Time suddenly jumps on top of you, your Stalkers are going to fold. So Harstem maybe wants to start teching into something else. This is why I like to see like 1 or 2 Colossus or something, because they have that passive AoE and backbone to the army. Although Harstem, he does have 10 High Templar out for now, just summon the ground, summon a Prism, making more Tempest. This is a fantastic late game Terran versus Protoss here. Time looking to secure another base, very important to keep those great economies going. If you are going to play the late game, an economy really helps. Now, let's take a look at this situation. Right now, we've got Time going to be rolling on up here. The Tempest, they went out in the longer game, but I mean, it's still tough to deal with this many Liberators. Disruptor just gets annihilated. There's the Vikings out, which can possibly work away in these Tempest or force a quick engagement. The Tempest don't really help in a direct engagement. The Stalkers are bloated supply. If Time can sort of jump on top of Harstem, he could take an engagement that could potentially give him this game here. The Vikings are moving forward. Harstem, he's got a lot of spells and casters and high-tech units to use, but he's still got to be very careful. And right now, look at the army supply. It is up for Time, and he's actually successfully bullied Harstem off this base. He's just doing a good job zoning out those Tempest. As Harstem, it takes a while to kill all the Liberators. Now we're seeing a Nexus go down, so a nice move for Time. Harstem's got a bank, but suddenly we are seeing this quick engagement going down for Time. Liberators are moving forward, setting up their zones there, forcing Harstem back. Vikings moving forward. They're going to be going down to Sidestorm and such, but still a fantastic position by Time. Just marches on in there, forces Harstem back. There's the Tempest, which can work away in the Liberators. Oh, we got a bit of lag there, but this is just actually such a nice move from Time. DTs are going to work, though. Take a look at there. They will get scanned and cleaned on up, though, and there's still this monster army in a place Harstem does not want it to be. Harstem just lost 35 probes. He lost critical bases. Time's army is bruised, and Harstem does still have Tempest and Disruptors, so he can't really kill his opponent just yet. But no, this is still a pretty great move for Time, as opposed to being pinned back by the Protoss. He knows that he has his composition, which can take a quick move, and that's exactly what he did. Harstem just kind of got jumped upon while trying to play this sort of higher efficiency composition. Time took advantage of the fact that it was just weaker in snap engagements. Very well done by Time here. And Harstem could just be going down. I mean, he's not out of it yet. I mean, he's got Disruptors, so he's got a dream, right? Has to recall his Disruptors, though, as he's getting pinned into his natural, and the Tempests just aren't getting enough done right now. Yes, they counter Liberators have given all the time in the world, but Time is just going forward. He doesn't care. Disruptor Nova's going out, trying to connect on this army. They might pick off a few units, but Time just has a massive economy behind this. One saving grace for Harstem is the fact that he still has his base in the very far left going, as his bank isn't going to last forever, but he needs to dislodge Time, and he needs to start getting some major value out of his army here. Stepping back for a second and taking a look, though, army supply, it's equal, or it's actually in the lead for Harstem a little bit. So he took a massive economic beating, but his economy is still going. He's trying to get it back on track here, building 2 Nexus at a time with his mineral bank there. This one Phoenix also going to do a good job cleaning up this Liberator. Going to be pursuing that. And now Harstem moving out on the map because he doesn't want to let Time get on top of him once again. He knows that if, say, Time picks off a base or two, then his economy is just going to fold. So Harstem trying to be a little bit proactive right now, as look at his income. It's just not here, guys. It's definitely in the favor for Time. Harstem, he's got himself a very impressive gas bank, so we might want to see some Archons made from Templar, but oh, look at this. A pretty big misstep there from Harstem, eating some Liberation Zones, but he gets a good Storm off at the same time. Looking at this, the Terran's coming on in right now. I don't know if this is actually enough of a Terran army to finish this off, though. Stalker's moving forward to zone back the Vikings so the Tempest can continuously engage this, but Harstem's critical base is under fire right now. Disruptor's trying to zone out part of this army. DT is being used, continuously forcing out scans, but Time has been on top of that. Harstem desperately trying to save this Nexus. Disruption Nova's going down, but Time splits and focuses it down so he gets the base. That's what Time wanted, knowing that he's already done a massive blow to Harstem's economy. Is looking to keep this going, and right now we are seeing Templars on the way here for Harstem, as that's really all he can afford. He's got to spend his gas, and it's just a desperate position for the Protoss. Time has been playing an excellent TvP here. While Harstem, he's trying to hold on. Just the way that early engagement goes, it's really tough to come back, and now look at this. Few Liberators, a bit of bio coming on in. I don't know if Harstem is going to be able to stop this, and look at this. Time, his economy hasn't been slowed down at all. He's going to be securing another base here, unharassed, making 5 Vikings at a time. So Harstem, without a doubt, is going to eventually lose that air battle as he just can't compete. And we seriously need to see just a ton of High Templar for Harstem here, because that's, like, Psystorm's really good. It is a comeback thing. We'll see if he's able to stay alive for now. He's got a DT that spots an attempted drop in for Time. Harstem's hanging on for now. He's rebuilding this Nexus once again. His economy, though, it is not great. 30 probes going to be taken on everything for Time. 30 probes versus 68 SCVs. We're now seeing Time just move on in. He's got that I can do whatever I want money. So he can take those worst trades as long as it still brings down his opponent. Vikings and Liberators rolling on up, and this is going to be rough. Disruption Nova's going out to try and hit some ghosts, take out some of the bow, but look at this. Harstem knows he can't hold on to this base, partially because his Tempests are out of position here. They're going to be cleaning up some Liberators, cleaning up some of these other units, but he just lost a base, and this was a critical one. Harstem's trying to get his economy back on track, but Time is not letting him. He's still going to be using Disruptors, as they can always get great shots off, but when Time just has this much, he's now maxed out. He's going to start building up a bank as this game goes on, and Harstem is just desperately trying to build up enough of an army. He's re-expanding once more, but Time is not cutting this guy a break. We're now seeing the Terran move on in. We'll see if there's enough EMPs. Disruption Nova is going down, but no major connections, and once again, Time just jumping on Harstem's army, and he is going to clean the floor with him as Time manages to take that game. Impressively done. Just a great show of a Terran. How you don't necessarily need to lose to a Protoss when they get to the late game. Just showing great play there. Just pouncing on top of Harstem's army. Harstem's army maybe wasn't the ideal composition, with a lot of Stalkers that maybe could have been swapped out for a few Archons or something. And, I don't know, more static defense or whatever, as he had a bit of a bank. But no, expertly done by Time, just showing he is a great Chinese player. And if you guys have stuck around this long, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, as I was going through some analytics, and a lot of you guys watching these videos are actually not subscribed. So feel free to press that subscribe button. Just shows your support for the channel, and you get notified whenever I put up one of these frequent casts. And of course, if you did make it to the end, you probably enjoyed the video, so feel free to hit that like button. Regardless, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.